I learned something, and I really wish to make it clearer and wish to show you. Possibly it could be of value to you. It is about breaker block and order block, and this is the smart money concept. Order blocks are not often tested immediately. Sometimes the price has to reverse way off before getting to the point of interest, and sometimes too it has to reverse as it returns to an initial order block that has been traded through, which can be referred to as a breaker block. So I invite you to check this out in the details below, and if you find the content useful, please help to smash the like button. So this is exactly the concept we intend to explain to you, or I intend to explain to you. You can see that price is in a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we can see clearly that this is a liquidity grab, a stop hunt, because after this liquidity grab or this liquidation, price now made a downward movement that led to the break of structure. Alright, and we can notice possibly that this bearish move, break of structure, must have been sponsored by an order block at this location. So what do we expect normally? We expect price to return to origin so as to continue the bearish move downwards, but instead price made a shift in market structure, and then instead of reacting at this order block, broke through the order block, and this break of market structure was sponsored by an order block at this location. And so normally we want once again to expect the price to return to this order block in order to continue the bullish move. But in some cases, price may not return to that order block. Instead, price may return to the breaker block and then react or reverse from there. So as you can see in the live chart, we have price making a downward movement, a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, and we have a break of market structure here. We have a break of market structure that is sponsored by this candle. We can see that this could be described as a base drop formation, where we have a redistribution of price to take out these lows to form a new low. So what do we expect? That price will return to this order block so that we can continue the bearish movement. But instead, price traded through and created a break of market structure that is sponsored by this 6-hour untested order block. And when we notice a break of market structure, this now becomes a breaker block, specifically the 6-hour breaker block that we can notice from here, the Euro USD 6-hour chart. Okay, so what do we do next? We now scale down to the 1-hour time frame and wait for price to return to either the breaker or the order block. The new 1-hour breaker and order blocks will now be our points of interest. So what do? We start expecting price to either return to the breaker block or return to the order block, where we can capitalize on the bullish move. So as the price gets to the breaker block, we cannot actually tell whether it's holding or not, so we can look for confirmation by scaling to the lower time frame. And as a confirmation, one of the confirmations we can look for is a simple break of structure on the lower time frame. We don't know if price is going to reverse at this 1 hour breaker block, or if price is going to break through this point of interest down to this 1 hour untested order block. But a close look at the lower time frame and expecting a break of structure on the lower time frame can tell us what to expect. So just take note of this portion. That is what we are going to show in the next slide. So that's this portion, and this is the 5 minutes time frame. You can see we have a clear break of structure. Price was making lower highs and lower low, 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 lower highs and lower low. Then we notice the break of structure at this point, sponsored by this 5 minutes drop base rally, untested order block, and that is taking note of, as you can see. So this is an extra confirmation. Immediately we see the break of structure. Now we can set our buy limit entry as far as we prefer, but in this case we decided to take the equilibrium point of the 5 minutes order block. They make our stop loss to be a little below this week. Okay, our target is set at this high, and as you can see, we need to wait for price to approach our point of interest and hope that it reverses from that point, and exactly what it did. So with this, we have been able to confirm that price actually reacted and reversed at the 1 hour breaker block instead of the 1 hour order block down below. Okay, so you can see that sometimes we don't need to wait for price to get to the order block. We might have a breaker block before on the way, and we may tend to look at opportunities for taking a quick buy or sell according to the structure. So finally, I have another example. As you can see in this chart, this is BTC USD 1 hour chart. As you can see carefully, the bearish order block, up candle, look at it, bearish order block, the up candle before a down move that causes a shift in market structure, lower low. That is a break of structure here, right? So we expect, number 2, stops taking of this swing low. Okay, we expect price to actually, react here and reverse to continue the bearish move, but instead we have this very massive candle breaking structure to the upside, and this automatically becomes our breaker block. So what do we expect? We have this down move before this up move, so this is supposed to be an order block, and we may expect price, we may keep waiting for price to get to this order block, not taking into consideration this breaker block. But if you understand the concept, you can know that there's a possibility of price reacting at this point of interest, which is the breaker block. So that is exactly what it did, and price reacted, and the target is set at this high. We place our entry this way, and eventually look at the profit that was made. So the main point in this video is actually to tell us that sometimes when we are waiting for price to get to our order block, we try to look closely if there is actually a breaker block, because there is a possibility of price to react or to reverse at that breaker block. And this may even remind me of the retail concept break and retest strategy, and that is why possibly the break and retest strategy may be working, as we can see in the retail style of trading. So once again, I believe that I have been able to create value, and if so, please don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you. Till we meet again, I wish you all the best.